Okay, if I ask about the earliest thing you can remember, I bet for most of you, your earliest memory would be from about age 3, right? Well, that's true for the most of us. We can't remember anything that happened from age 3. And this phenomenon is so widespread well documented it has a name. It's called childhood amnesia. This phenomenon refers to adults not being able to remember the childhood incidents. It's not the children trying to remember events from last month or last year. Of course, it follows that you can remember incidents as your child, you probably won't remember as an adult. Okay, so why is this? What is the reason for childhood amnesia? Well, once a popular explanation was that childhood are repressed and memories are disturbing, so that is adults we keep them invalid. And so we can call them. And this is based on, well, it's not based on the kind of self-research in the lab testing we want to talk about today. So let's put that explanation aside and concentrate on just two, okay? It could be that as children we do form memories of things prior to age of 3 but forget as we grow older. That's one explanation. Another possibility is that children younger than 3 lack some cognitive capacity for memory. And that idea that the children are not built for memory that has been the dominant belief in psychology for the past 100 and time to think with the theory of Jean Piaget and also to language development in children. So Piaget's theory of cognitive Piaget suggested and now that is the lax means to symbolically represent objects and events that Piaget proposed that young children don't have represent object things and in front of them. That's what language does, right? Words represent things, ideas. Once language starts to develop for about simple representation, and we can talk about things featured in their including the past. Of course, any sort of memory it's acknowledged. Some stimuli, like faces, and for many years this model were very much in favor in psychology, even though memory tests were never performed on young children. I can't understand this. But finally, in the 1980s, a study was done. And this study shows that very young children under the age of 2 do have the capacity for recall. I can't understand this here. Oh no, but how was the recall tested? Well, that's a good question. Since the capacity for recall has always been linked with the ability to talk. So the researchers set up an experiment using imitation-based tasks. Adults use proper 2 steps. The children were asked to imitate the steps immediately and then key again after delays of 1 or more months. And if after delay the children couldn't call or replicate the action, the adults they use and step involved and the order of the steps. Even children is yet 9 months. And the order. Now, tests showed that they were the first way of forgetting among the youngest children. But most importantly, it shows that the development of recall did not depend on language development. And that was an important finding. I guess I should add that the findings don't say that there was no connection between the development of language and the memory. They talk about the events. There's having a stronger memory of that event. What is the serial issue here? So back to our question. What was the cause of the childhood amnesia? Well, there is something called the rate of forgetting. And childhood amnesia may reflect a high rate of forgetting. In other words, children under the age of 3 do form memory and do so without language. But they forget the memories at the first rate, probably faster than adults. Researchers have set standards sort of an unexpected rate of forgetting, but that expected rate was set based on tested on results. So what is the rate of forgetting for children under the age of 3? We expected it to be high, but the test disproved this. Rarely have been done yet.